Hey, what's up guys? We are here back with another deck profile, and today I'm going to be just covering Bobbie. I think he's a really fun leader, and I think he's really spammy, but I have a good time using him. I don't have the most expensive build of this deck, but it's a little more budget, and I think it's effective for what it is. So let's get into it. So Bobbie says, auto, when this card attacks, draw one card, and this card gets plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. And to awaken, when you have no cards in your hand, you may draw 3 cards, choose 2 cards in your life, and add them to your hand, then flip this card over. So you basically get like a free hand back. So you want to try to like get rid of your hand as soon as possible. And on the other side, we got Majin Buu. And his auto is, if you have no cards in your hand, at the end of your turn, draw 5 cards. So you basically can just throw away your hand every turn and get a new one back for free. And his activate main is really good for debricking your hand to help you get that auto off. So his activate main says, choose one card in my hand and place it in my drop area. And choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less and place it under this card. Against certain decks, this gimmick is really fun because you can just eat everybody's guys up and get them all under Majin Buu. It's really fun. And then you could also have this card get 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. And like I said, this really helps you like debrick your hand. If you have skill cards in your hand that you just can't like throw away or get rid of right away, that helps out a lot. So let's get into the main deck here. And what I play is what I think is probably the most important card in the deck. You have Bobbie, and he's a 1-drop. And his auto is, if all your energy is black and you have 2 or more energy, choose 1 card in your hand and place it in your drop area. When you play this card, choose up to 1 Deborah, Pui, Yakon, or Majin Buu card in your drop area with an energy of 2 or less and play it. So this card's great because you can just debrick your hand. It's another thing that helps you debrick your hand if you have too many skills in there. And on top of that, it helps you get out those other guys. I don't play many of the other guys, and sometimes I don't play them at all. Like, I don't think I have any of them in this deck, but I do have the most important card that you search for, which is Majin Buu Ghastly Rampage. And this card's just the bread and butter of the deck. I mean, it gets everything going. This card's a must-have, unfortunately, because it can be a little pricey. I mean, it can go somewhere between $10 and $20, depending on where you look. But its activate main says, if all your energy is black and you have no cards in your hand, and you place this card in its owner's drop area, choose 1. So you could either choose up to 1 black Majin Buu card with an energy cost of 3 or 4 in your drop area and play it. Or if you have 3 or more energy, choose up to 1 black Majin Buu card with an energy cost between 3 and 6 in your drop area and play it. So basically what you do is, let's get that squared away. Basically what you do is use Bobbie, get out Buu, and you want to try to get as many Majin Buu in your drop as early on as possible so this can take full effect. I do play 4 of this guy. And you activate his auto, and then you want to have Majin Buu Steadfast Absorption, and this card's just really good. I mean, you go into it for free, and it has dual attack, and this does not count as an evolve, which is also really good. So you can only play 1 of this card per turn, and it has dual attack, like I said, and its activate main is you pick a Majin Buu between 3 or 6 in your drop and play it on top of this card in active mode. So play this, dual attack, swing twice, activate main, and then you go into Majin Buu Hybrid Absorption, which I play 3 of personally. This one's not as good as the other one, but I'll tell you what this one does. It has critical. This card can't be played from any area if you have 2 or less energy, so you can't go into this one early on. You have to wait until you have at least 3 energy, which sucks. You can only play 1 per turn. And if you have no cards in your hand, choose up to 1 black Majin Buu in your drop area with energy cost between 3 and 6, and play it on top of this card in active mode. So I usually don't go into this one if I have this Majin Buu, Unparalleled Absorption, because he's just better, I feel like. I mean, yeah, that one's got critical, but this one has double strike, and I feel like if you're, you know, going in for game, this one's definitely better. And he basically does the same thing as the other one, 1 per turn, and has the same activate main. So play him on top. And then you have, which I guess is considered the boss card. You got Majin Buu Supreme Evil. I really enjoy this card because I really like its effects. So this card cannot be removed from your battle area by your opponent's skills, which is really good. But what I found out not too long ago is that it will leave the battle area if somebody has a card that removes attack from Majin Buu, because it's an inherent game mechanic, and it's not something that you can really use this effect to get out of, which I thought you could, but you can't, which sucks, but it's still good. And then it says, when this card is in rest mode, your opponent can't use non-leader card skills to add cards from their deck to their hand. That's also really good. It's, for some decks, it's hard to get over, and it can be really frustrating to play against. And it's also got a tap 3 for its activate battle, and this card gets 1,000 power and triple strike for the duration of the turn. So this is kind of the icing on the cake. I mean, usually if you're making him early game though, because you do make these cards fairly easy earlier on, you're not going to get that triple strike effect right away. So I usually don't make this card first. What I do make first is, instead, I like to make Majin Buu Diabolic Punisher. I do that because he helps lock down like certain decks a little more, like a lot of aggro decks, which are what like a lot of people at my locals and a lot of my friends are playing right now. So this card can't be removed from your battle area by your opponent's skills. And its auto says, place this card in its owner's drop area. When your opponent plays a battle card with an energy cost greater than their current energy, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and send it to their owner's warp. So it's kind of, this is another annoying card for people to try to like get around. This is really good for aggro decks, and this one's for decks that want to like add cards to their hand a lot. So these are pretty fun cards. And depending on which one you want, you evolve on top of them from the drop. Let's see here. The other stuff I run is 3 Powerburst. This card's good, and I'll tell you why. If you don't know what Powerburst does, I'll read it. So it is a counterattack, and if your leader card is black, negate the attack, then choose up to 1 black battle card in your drop area or warp with an energy cost of 1 and add it to your hand. So what you can do is I play Powerburst, and then you can get back Bobbie. And then you get back Bobbie, and then you can play him next turn if you hold on to him, and then he'll get back your 2-drop Buu, and then you could start the combo all over again. Or he could also fetch a card I play 3 of, which is Majin Buu Virtuous Demon. He looks at the top 7 and tries to get you a Buu back. I only play this at 3 because I'm not a big fan of seeing it. Anything that's not really like early game or like turn 1, it's not that great, but it's still fine. It will find you the 2-drop, but it's just so much easier playing the 1-drop Bobbie and then getting this guy back only for 1 energy. So another thing I play is for Son Goku making an entrance. I play this because, like I said, a lot of my friends play aggro, and it kind of helps slow down what they want to do a little bit, and it really partners well with Powerburst. And Powerburst can get this back, and you could use it and then play Powerburst, get it back, use it again if you need to. It's recurable with Powerburst, like those other cards, and it's just good. I think it's a good option for the deck. Next, I play for Petrification. I think this card's also very good, and I will not be surprised to see this played in more decks in the future, at least black decks. It's a really solid card. It's like a double negate for like the cost of 1. So the card says counterattack. If your leader card is black, negate an attack, and you may choose 1 card from your hand and place it in your drop area. If you placed a card in your drop area, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and it can attack, be placed in your opponent's combo area, or activate skills until the end of your next turn. I think this is so solid. I mean, until the end of your next turn, and it ignores barrier. I think it's a really solid card. I did originally have in another card, which was Malicious Mimicry. This is good to recur that 2-drop Majin Buu that gets all your plays started, but I never really saw it as being too necessary. And I always felt like I had the 2-drop Majin Buu like ready to be played on the field, either through the effects of, you know, having the Bobbie in my hand and playing it, or just drawing into it. I never had trouble getting it out. But if you find that you do, this is a good tech option, but it can be a little pricey. And what it does is you tap 2 for activate main, and you send it to your warp, and then choose 1 card in your hand, place in your drop area, and choose 1 Majin Buu card with an energy cost of 2 or less in your drop area and play it. So it like I said, it just helps you recur that 2-drop a little more, but I didn't think it was too necessary. A card you have to play, I mean, I'd really recommend it, is Bobbie Primeval Conjurer. This is your super combo. And auto, if all your energy is black, when you combo with this card from your hand, this card gets plus 1,000 combo power for the duration of the turn for each card in your drop area and your warp. So this card encourages you to throw your hand away as much as possible, because things like this card just benefit from it. And, you know, things like this card also benefit from it. So you can just keep going into your other boos and keep just ramping up your plays. Okay, and I play 3 Demonic Scream Majin Buu. I actually don't end up playing this card all too much. I'm never in a scenario where I play it too much, but if you can, this card is so beneficial. It has an activate main, and you choose 1 Majin Buu card in your battle area and place this card under it from your hand. So you don't even have to tap to use it. You just do it for free from your hand. But you have to have no cards in your hand other than this card. And then you choose up to 1 Majin Buu card in my battle area and switch it back to active mode. And this is just really good if you're able to use it. Because you can swing for double strike again. That Majin Buu that has dual attack, you can get another attack in, or even something like, where is he? I don't know where I put him, but the six drop Majin Buu. Oh, here he is. The 6-drop Majin Buu. So it's just another free swing, which is good. So the way here. And the last card I play is Furthering Destruction Champa. I'm thinking about cutting this and putting in something else. It's a good card, don't get me wrong, but in this deck, you kind of want your energy free, and you have to tap 1 for this. And it sucks in a deck kind of where you're trying to get rid of your hand, and sometimes to get rid of your hand, if you haven't awakened into Majin Buu, one with nothingness yet, and you're still just kind of sitting on Bobbie, then you have to tap that 1-cost energy and combo with him, because otherwise, like, you know, how are you really going to get him out of your hands to awaken Bobbie? So it's rough to see early game. And I have some tech options that I was considering. So here we have Majin Buu, Wickedness Incarnate. It's a 4-drop. You never play it though. But you basically use it for its activate main, which is very strong. So if your leader card is black and all of your energy is black, and you send this card from your drop area to your warp, you can't activate the activate main skills. So it's a once per turn. And at the end of the turn, you may choose 1 black card in your hand, discard it, and if you do, draw 2 cards. So as long as this thing's in your drop, it's a optionary, like, debricking +1 card. And I think it's pretty strong. I think it's definitely something that if you're going to play this deck, you should consider putting in. And then we have Pui, Devious Disruptor. I hear this card's very good. I don't play it. And I think I don't play it because, like I said, I play a bunch against a bunch of aggro decks, and I'm usually trying to get out my big guys before they can get out their big guys. So when I usually use Bobbie, I'm usually not targeting this if it is in my drop. But against non-aggro decks, it's really good. It's got barrier and permanent. If your leader card is black and you have 2 or less cards in your hand, your opponent can't activate counterplay skills. So it just helps you out a lot. It keeps them from disrupting your attacks, and it having barrier is just an awesome bonus. And last we got Deborah. I don't usually use this card because, like I said, you usually want your stuff untapped, and it's not too bad. It's a decent option, but I'm not a fan of it. It's a counterplay, and you just get to play this card. And if all your energy is black, which it should be, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand in drop area by 1. So if it's in your hand or drop and all your energy is black, it becomes a 2-drop counterplay. During your opponent's turn, when you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, and it can't attack or activate skills for the duration of the turn. I think this is a good side card. I don't think it's a good main deck card. I'm not a big fan of playing it in the main deck, but like, it's just another one of those cards to think about. But yeah, that's it for my, I guess, cheaper version, you would say, of this deck. I don't have like many of the $40 cards like some people play in. The dragon, it's like a 10-drop dragon from GT, and it's like a really expensive card, and it would be great in this deck, but like I said, it goes for a lot of money. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope this helped out.